And we start with the Hallelujah to honor what we've just been told. And I invite you to join, but I say a few words before about I explain the Hallelujah first a little bit, not by doing. Most of the time I explain by doing, but I think in this case it's better just to have some ideas in mind and not spoil it by talking. And the L connects two worlds. That's obvious when you just reach down, yeah, and then you have this streaming up, and then you're in the world of light. And that's already what we did with the light and weight meditation, the first few weeks connection. But also you will feel it connects the world in front. Yeah, when you grasp downwards, yeah, it will bring you forward. And when you open up to the height, it will bring you backwards. And that also this feels. Yeah, so it's different kinds of two worlds. And then for the Ha, for me, what is the difference between the Ha and the L? Because when you show it, look at the movement, very often it looks similar. You do an L, yeah, this looks like this. L, wow, so nice, yeah. And you do an Ha, huh? And it looks similar. It's just up and coming down. And the thing is that the L is round. It contains the things a little bit here, yeah? While the Ha is just blowing something away and nothing is coming back, just away, away. And then you wait. And then something is coming back, like an echo. Yeah, you shout into the forest. And then another voice is coming back. And that's the thing, the difference between L and Ha. It's really going away. And then in the Hallelujah, you normally start with an Ha opening up. Yeah. And then we listen to what's coming towards us. Yeah, that's the Ah. Yeah. Ha, Ah means already, Ah, I go away. And then Ah, I receive. What comes back from the Ha, transcending something. And at the end, you finish with an Ha going in. Yeah, you have to, yeah. And then you could think, maybe there's somewhere out there who is doing an Ha towards you. And then it disappears. And where does it disappear? In the depths of your heart. Yeah, and similar as before, something came back from there, maybe something comes back from the depths of your heart. Yeah? But this maybe is just some ideas about the Hallelujah, and the rest you just do as you feel it. I invite you to honor what is. Now. And just to start with, take time to arrive at yourself. Feel the depth of your inner, not so much soul-wise, but body-wise. Feel back to your shoulder blades. Feel the weaving of your breath, the life of your heart, and let your inner respond to this. And then let it flow over. Yeah, let it sink down and notice the well doesn't become empty and you upright. Just by itself, the heels have become light. Make a little step. And then just bring your hands in front of your chest and bend your legs a little bit. And use the energy of your thighs to send the arms out. And And then feel into the depths. L. And start with small L. And slowly let it grow. L. And again, let it grow a little bit. L. And reach your heart sphere. L. Open your heart. Ah, you see. L. Your throat. L. Your forehead. L. Your whole being. And then E. Just stand in front of something in reference. And then enter into this new space. L. Where are you now? L. How can I reach you? L. How can I hear you? And connect with your heart forces and stream forward. Ooh. And in this ooh, feel the joy of the E. E. And then ah, open up to what comes to you now. Ah. And now feel somebody's doing hard to you. Receive it in your heart. Let it disappear in your being. And wait. What might come back from there? Slowly sit down and listen to what lives in you now. Well, I don't know if you are informed, but we have just been told that Angela's mother has passed away. And yeah, she invited us the last 2 times already to work on the L. And some of you were allowed to accompany her and her mother a little bit. And for me, it's an honor, yeah, that we can part of this journey in a way. And now we continue with our course, but everything is connected. And Dragana, who is not feeling very well, so great that you are here, has asked a question. And of course, we human beings always want to have more. And then the warmth meditation, this I will not bring, Dragana. Yeah, that's another beautiful something to feel oneself into. I just, first of all, before I go into, I want to make you a little bit of joy. No, I just wanted to give the joy back I received from you. And this is, I think you can now see the Eurythmy for You page, yeah? You know it already a bit, and then you go to English, and on English, then you can have here Eurythmy therapy, and there we have this anthroposophic medicine doctor's course, and this link will go away. But you go to the courses for self-study, and then you scroll, that's the page now, and there are all our courses, the app for free, and everything we have. And so on. Then you just scroll down. These are public courses people can buy. And then there's a section non-public courses. And there I placed your course. Yeah, and it will stay available. And if I might take it down because the videos cost a little bit of money to have them, I will inform you beforehand, but that's not soon. And when you click here, English Doctor's Course, then, yeah, the course will open, and you look, what's here, admin. So you will keep access to this course material, the vowels course, the rod exercises, the therapeutic exercises. And under admin, you have certificate of participation. And when you click here on this lesson, then you see, oh, there is something, and there's a download function. And then you click on download, and then you see this. And I have now done it the way Maya sent it to me. And now Maya said, maybe it would be more clever to have all names separately. And we can do this. But I actually I was also thinking like, why like this? But then I start liking it because I had the feeling we were a group, we were doing it together, and we created the energy together and not one of us alone. So if you need a certificate for yourself, just let me know and I'll do it for you. And if that's okay like this, I like it like this, yeah? Just let me know, yeah? And then it brings your names, the dates, and also content, and there are a few things which we haven't done yet. So these things I will just still try to do with you. And the love was a question which came last time. And then we should also maybe do one more of this so-called hygienic exercise, and I will bring sympathy and antipathy. And I've promised that we do the E, the large E exercise also, yeah? And if your staff has questions, they can always contact me. And Farah is here, and if I don't know what, it's personal, it's our course. Yeah, so rather people should contact me if they want to know something about the course, yeah? Okay, so that's your private course, which you find here. Yeah, doctor's course, yeah? On this page I've shown you. Now, the question was, how do we breathe in Eurythmy therapy? And you will find articles where it says on pages. I have a 3-page article published in a Eurythmy therapy journal. We do not breathe in Eurythmy therapy. We do not pay any attention on breathing. Yeah, we do not manipulate breathing in Eurythmy therapy. Yeah, keep your fingers off. Yeah, and that's the main, as far as I know up to now, the main way of teaching it. And so what do you do when you want to know something? You go to Rudolf Steiner and the GR 350, and that's the Eurythmy therapy course he gave in 1921. And at the end of the lecture, at the end of the 6 lessons where the eurythmists were part, he gave a lecture only for the doctors, yeah? And there he brought, and now I bring one thing first before I answer the breathing question, because there, yeah, I was just scrolling down the course a little bit, yeah, the lesson. And then you have this picture, which has a lot to do with what I try to convey, that somehow eurythmic therapy wants to bring us into an inner process, yeah, and that this, at the left side, you have the forces which brought the human being into being through history, through birth, through everything in every day, yeah, through nature. And it must continue somehow our process into developing inner imagination, inspiring intuition, which then starts creating us out of our own forces from within, yeah, that we have to recreate ourselves. And it's just an example that also this, what I will show you now, is not fully understood what this means, because when you look at the original drawing from Rudolf Steiner, that's the German edition, a bit close to the how it was on the blackboard. And then you see it's not a curve. Something is just going down. And from somewhere else, the coming up is taking place. Yeah. And for the translation, one has just made a new picture that one could, yeah, because I had to translate it. And then one draws it like this. And what I try to bring when I say, come on, dare to do something, bring it out of yourself, give it birth, connect with what lives in you, huh? Then it's much more this, not what had been taught and it's quasi top down, came in. That's how you should do it. Yeah. It's not this you bring forward. It's just a sort of chung chung, hey, wake up. Yeah. Chung chung. That what lives in you as a horizontal line since ages starts to come up. Yeah. And I go back to here. And the key word that's translated correctly is perception. Yeah. It's not that you know how to do it, but that when I say you send it away with the ha, and then you suddenly perceive something is coming back and you go with it, yeah? Or other things. And it has the quality of surprise. Then you come close to it, but it's not perceiving what you have been learned, but it's perceiving what lives in you, what happens, what inspires you, yeah? And from this, I think we can draw trust that despite of all incompetences, what we have, yeah, we are allowed to move forward. That's the encouragement, my motivation for, working. Not, I mean, my motivation to work with you are you, but that's somehow the impulse behind what I try and why I speak like this. Okay, that was in the beginning. Okay, something is, how is it understood what Steiner tried to bring? And that's just a very nice example that's in the same lecture. At the end, he has finished, and then he starts answering questions. And that's the question about the breathing Dragana. Yeah? And it's only a very short passage. That's why I would like to read it. And yeah, and then also it's quite late. Can you read what is there? Do I have to make it still bigger? Yeah, like this. Okay, you see that's the very end. Where are we here? Yeah. So it's quite late. Yeah, I would like to start with the following question. He has papers, little snippets of papers with questions. The question was, couldn't the therapeutic eurythmic exercise be reinforced by rational breathing exercises? It needn't necessarily be Hatha Yoga. And then comes part one, and then everyone says, oh yes, Steiner says, don't do this. Yeah, but there's also part two. Yeah, so part one, to this, I would like to make the following remark. In our times, and within the direction that the continually progressing human nature has taken, rational breathing exercises as a reinforcement of the eurythmic exercises can in fact only be treated in the following manner. So he does not say don't do it. He says treat it in the following manner. It will be observed that a tendency towards a modification in the rhythm of respiration arises of its own accord under the influence of the vowels in eurythmy. Yeah? So we can try it afterwards when you do the E. Okay, something is happening by itself on the breathing level. One will notice this quite clearly. here one finds oneself in the uncomfortable situation, then one should avoid stereotyping, avoid saying the one thing or another in general, but should first observe what is to be done. Yeah? One should concern oneself in each individual case with the breathing of the person in whose healing one is attempting to be of assistance by means of eurythmic vowel exercises, in accordance with the diagnosis given, whatever it may be. Yeah? In any case, watch what is happening to the breathing. And now it's becoming interesting. One should observe the modification of the breathing and subsequently make the patient aware that he can consciously pursue this tendency himself. We are no longer human beings like the ancient Orientals who would go to reverse route and influence the entire human being by way of a prescribed method of breathing. This is something which today leads of necessity in every case to inner shock, no matter how it is described. So just because you follow a fixed pattern, that's how I understand it. It should really be avoided. And from this sentence, everyone draws, don't breathe in eurythmotherapy. It should really be avoided. But then he continues, we just have to learn to notice what kind of effect eurythmy itself, especially vocalic eurythmy, has on the breathing process. And then we can continuously continue the tendency which arises eurythmically in the individual case. You will certainly observe that this respiratory process will be carried on individually, continued in varying manners in different people. In the German edition, I have it open there, but I will not find it so quickly. I think it does not say what's it, that only say continue, but I think it even says to reinforce, to make it even stronger. Yeah, to make it happen what comes. Yeah. And then he says, okay, my friends, and that's what one can say with the most important things. So Dragana's question was so dear to, or important to Steiner that he said, it's much too late. Yeah. But we still want to talk about this. Yeah. And then how it always is in important things, how people perceive it, it's just this way, that way. And when you have a concept in mind, then you can interpret this sentence, don't touch it. Yeah, that's yoga. That's the old style. Or it could mean, hey, dive into it. And then, when we now go into the E maybe, yeah. And then you notice, I do the E and this makes my breathing change. Not I change my breathing, yeah? It changes my breathing. And then I try out how I can make this stronger. Not I make it stronger, I help this, yeah, to become stronger. Now I overdo it, yeah? But it's just not me, it's just happening. And then even somewhere else he says, and you are even allowed, or you must even start enjoying these things. Yeah? And he says, yes, that's a little bit Luciferic, but otherwise it wouldn't happen. Yeah? And when you, so this joy, this makes it more and more like with children, when a child brings you something, a drawing, that's my, I've heard you have, I brought already this example, and it's not perfect. Yeah, no, the legs, the ears are here and not, yeah, or here, but not here. But you say, wow, how beautiful. Yeah. And this joy, again, because, and why do you do it? Because instinctively, you know, that's health that makes your child more healthy. Yeah. So that joy about what you notice, that's the element which actually reinforces the breathing. Yeah. And not the content, not now it's coming, now I make it stronger. Yeah. But it's so beautiful. Yeah. And then he also said, but you must also know when to stop. Yeah. I didn't stop right now. So that's, I even say, when you do an exercise, and he brings the vowel exercises as that's typical, yeah, because that's just the soul. But he says also in the other exercises it happens, yeah. Just he does not bring it forward. And I always say when the breathing comes afterwards, that's the thank you of the body. Then you know that you have done well. So when I invite you, work with someone, yeah, then you say, I don't know if I did it right or what do I do. But when you notice that you do something and afterwards something in this person makes something like this, then you know it was good. Yeah? Because that's somehow what is breathing, that's just the etheric body can expand a little bit, yeah, and that takes the lungs along, and that creates the breathing in, yeah, and then it relaxes and comes back again. Okay, so you kicked me off for a long lecture, Dragana. You notice that's a dear question to me. You? And I wouldn't mind at all if you carry it further. There's no copyright. Yeah, it's in the lecture. You don't have to refer to me, just bring it. Yeah, and look how eurythmic therapists react to this. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, it's in lecture, in the eurythmic therapy course, lecture 7, the one, the doctors, for doctors only, at the very end. Leo, do we have to discuss this or do we go into movement? Yes, please.
I just want to say thank you without wasting further time.
Yeah. But I think we are concluding today just the perfect question, yeah? Because I'm not satisfied. When I see what I've been doing with you, I see what I've not been doing with you, you know? And then to hear something like this, come on, work like this, use your rhythm in such a way that it enhances the breathing and frees the people from within, yeah? Then you can just do it with very, yes, you have some sort of guidance, yeah? Okay. Then let's look at a few more elements. Ara, what was your sound which you had chosen? You were with B and Branislav also. In this we haven't been working. So when we did the L from Angela in the beginning, we could finish with B. Even that we may really make a frame out of your work and I bring content in between. Yeah? So I would say we do now the E. I don't remember if we did the big U exercise, but we did R, we did E, we did O. And I just touch it that what is on the paper is correct, but we do then the E exercise. Yeah, please, now I invite you again to join.
Sorry, Theodore, you're not spotlighted yourself, so you.
Yes, that's good. Thanks for telling. I need you. Yeah, I need you. So good. And when we do the E, it's very easy that you just, at a starting exercise, that you stand upright. And then I sometimes lean a little bit forward. Yeah. And then lean a little bit backwards. And maybe do this 1 or 2 times, maybe again forward and backwards. But it's not like on a swing. It's I am forward. I am backwards. And then just try to find your middle. Yeah, what is the middle position between the two? And use your body to feel then maybe you notice a position starts to come about which just holds you. And then again, try to start enjoying this. And then I often say, and even drink. Yeah, drink this, what's happening now. And just observe that your breathing, if it goes well, will react a tiny little bit to this. And then just let go and breathe. And make a step. Yeah? So that's, in a way, the archetypal E between, in front and back. So you don't have always to make E-R-O, but you can just have the in-between, which is something in itself. Yeah? Okay. The E gesture, I normally bring from the basic principle that you have your hands in front of your heart. And then you just stream downwards. Yeah. And you can notice that this makes you taller. But let us let go of this, make a step, because we did this anyway, and I would like to do it differently. That what I sometimes do is that you have your hands below, and then you just create a streaming up. And you stream up, and all you have to do is to still feel your body a little bit, that you notice it brings you into the feet. And when you stream down, you notice, wow, after a certain position, it starts making me taller. Oh, let go and make this one more time just to enjoy. So, streaming up, and I create the streaming up, I feel it in my hands, but I feel my body, and suddenly I start feeling my feet. It's not pulling me out of my body. And then I create a streaming down. I feel the stream down, but I start also feeling my body. And at a certain point, it starts making me up. And what happens now is again already an E. I will explain. Yeah? So there's more in it, there's an M in it, an U in it, everything. But you can feel the equality in it. And now when we go to the archetypal E gesture, I do it like this to touch its essence, that I bring both hands here. And now we have noticed that countercurrents come about. And I practice that with one arm, archetypally the left one. I stream downwards. And I try to stream downwards in such a way that the countercurrent, or I only feel the other arm, that the countercurrent lifts my other arm. And then just slowly relax and let go. Make a little step. So the idea would be, maybe do it just one time wrong. It's not wrong, but just not my intention. You have the right arm and you lift it. Yeah, yeah. And the E I have is, no, I'm only working downwards. And the other thing, I try that it happens. Let's do it one more time. I go down. Down, down, down. And if my hands are not up, I just try to go further down and further down, like, yeah, working down, down. And this is slowly stretching my other arm. And let go. And my main intention is not to stretch the arm myself. Rather, it's bent, but I did not stretch it myself. Yeah? Okay. So, and I call this becoming upright through growing roots. Yeah, like plants, they grow roots, and through this, they can grow into the heights. When we go to eurythmic therapy, it's not often done. I like to do it like this because I think becoming aware of the etheric is important nowadays. But in eurythmic therapy, you do the E often just like this, that you just do it normally with the forces of the heart. And then you try to create a little bit of stretching in the arms. Stretching. And let go. And Steiner sometimes emphasizes that with the vowels, stretching is important because otherwise it cannot start resonating. Yeah. So use the other arm, just go with your heart forces. And then start stretching it. And create some kind of tension which allows to feel resonance, to feel sounding. And go. And this stretching, again, can be understood in such a way that you use your muscles to just stretch the arm. Yeah. Or let's try just with one arm that you just use flow. Yeah. And you use flow along the arm, but also flow this way. Yeah. It's a flow. It's just so nice, like something very nice on your tongue. So nice. Yeah, very nice taste, you like. And this nice taste makes your arm thinner and longer. And yeah. And then let go. And that's why I discriminate between tension and oi tension, you tension, like eurythmy. Yeah, the oi, the secret of the human being, the syllable which expresses this oi, oi, the human being. Yeah, that's the meaning, the deeper meaning of the oi in eurythmy, eurythmy. So, and now we go into the standard exercise. How is the standard exercise built? You speak the sound, you have single movements, you connect the movements with the E, it's just turning like the wings of a windmill. You do it with the legs and repeat the arms. And then again, you listen to, can you still hear what you have spoken in the beginning? And my intention is that we feel it all the time, yeah, resonating when you do the sound. And we are not focusing on it now. Observe what your breath is doing when the stretching, the oi stretch, the oi tension comes about. Let's go through the exercise. And speak twice in your way, that long. An E. E. And I interrupt just to make us conscious. Why do we not say I? Because I is a diphthong from I. The mouth is moving. The vowels are an organ, not a journey between something. Yeah. And so it's a one. So the mouth is not moving. Yeah. So and just listen when you speak the E, nothing is moving. And it's only the overtones are making it the E, not movement. Second time. E. And now go to your heart. Use your heart to bring an E about. Let the heart forces create this growth and stretching. Let the oi tension happen. And search a little bit for the reaction of your breath. Come back, it's just a letting go, do it in 2 new directions. Don't move your fingers and your hand, which I nearly did. Use your heart forces. Create your oi tension. Observe your, feel the resonance. Can you hear the E in this tension? Can you make your breath react? And let go. And reacting of the breath in my case was now not, I would expect, no, it just relaxed here. So all kind of reaction of the breathing is welcome. You should notice. It must not be an outer something. A third time, E, maybe up and down. Oi tension. Sounding. And the fine reaction, subtle, of your breathing. And let go. We start moving, that means connecting the different stages. So we just, from the heart, create again an E. And then slowly start turning. And some therapists start doing it very quick, which is nice. You can become quicker and quicker. And then it becomes a challenge for staying upright. You don't lose your uprightness. Yeah. And you still try to do it radiating out. And you still hear the sound in your oi tension. And let go. And maybe your breathing is reacting. And maybe this is the indication of a goal has reached. Okay, we do something similar with the legs. So you just stand. Most of the people, or many, have to hold on to something, to a table, to a wall, and then you bring your knee somehow towards your heart. And then it's always heart forces which stream, stretch the leg, and then your heart forces again stretch the leg. And you do not bend your toes down, but the stream is taking the foot along and makes the toes long. And let go. And when you succeed with this, you might notice you stream down. But if you just do it via streaming and feel again yourself, you might notice, it makes my body upright. And only then it's an E. It must go in both directions. Yeah, the human being is a being of contradictions. That's why the E stands for it so clearly. So we do the other leg, to the heart forces, streaming forces, radiating forces, attracting the oi tension, creating sounding, creating uprightness and joy. But only through streaming down. Do not go up. And then let go. And you do it one more time. And when you notice this, that you stream down and you have the other direction, it's streaming upwards in your spine, in your body, you will notice that the heel of the standing leg becomes light by itself. And once you have noticed it, you are tempted to lift your heel because you know only then it's a real E. To lift your heels. And the honesty question would be, do not lift your heel yourself, just observe if it happens and how to have to perceive yourself that it happens. Last attempt. Towards the heart. Radiating through. And just going down deeper and deeper. This makes me upright. And just try, are your heels light? Not lifted, just light. And then relax. You could do a little bit more with the feet, yeah, in different direction, things like this. But I think you have felt we work downwards. And it's about a third of the time you use for the downwards work. And then when you feel this, you repeat the arms, but it's not the same anymore. Yeah. You feel your lower system. You have reached it. And then you do. And when you as a therapist speak, it's to invite the client to activate hearing. So when the client starts speaking also, tell him, no, I'm only speaking that you start hearing. And at home, the client practices to hear the E with the tendons of and fibers of its body. And then you create the E again, and then you just connect again. E, E. And when you feel good, you can become quicker, but you still fight for hearing. For eye tension, for heart forces, stretch your arm. You're not swinging muscles around, you're radiating out. And then just relax. Return to your center. And enjoy that you are a listening being, which belongs to this curve of imagination, inspiration, intuition. That's, yeah, we open up ourselves to this world through this opening up to the inner listening. And then slowly sit down and listen to the resonance. How do you perceive your inner space now? And how do you relate to the space around you? How does your inner space relate, communicate, or enjoy, or be in whatever the space around you? How to experience your inner space? Is it vast? Is it round? Is it cornery? Are your upper body, your lower body two different spaces? Is it one space? What kind of wallpaper do you have on your space? How thick is your wallpaper? What colors? What's weaving within this space? How do you feel your feet? How do you perceive your upper legs? Yo, great. Maybe we do not go into breakout rooms today, but we share what you perceived. That then we maybe take 10 minutes or whatever we would like to. We need to just express what we want to look at. And then I have still time to do the love A exercise and the sympathy, antipathy. Yeah, and the B. Yeah, to conclude with. Okay, so how was it for you doing this exercise? Or the preparations to it? Andrew. Or do you have to go into breakout rooms that you can speak freely without me? No, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I mean, now I'm speaking, but you know, these exercises, they are not, how do you have a good relation? I think we are a group. I get really such a lovely energy. And it was like new for me. I was just discovering everything what I said I mean, I know it before. Yeah, but it's discovering it, and that was very nice. So I can say thank you to you guys.
Well, I just have to say thank you to you, Theodore, because I'm so sorry I'm late. I was fixing a roof leak and I got delayed. But I had a great time fixing a leak on the roof with lots of silicon and spreading it around. And so I was juggling silicon and a ladder and climbing up high and almost falling off, but not. And I'm really grateful to be here now and to talk absolute rubbish. Unless someone else would like to talk rubbish, because then I will stop talking rubbish. But until then, I'll carry on talking rubbish unless someone else talks instead of me. Please, somebody say something really sensible about this wonderful eurythmy exercise you guys have been doing and I missed out on.
You just came, then welcome, Andrew. It's great to have you here. And let's listen to what the others say. It's so difficult also for me to watch and listen.
I think for me it was just wonderful. Just trying to find some words, and it's kind of I can still feel the effect of it. So that's why it's hard to initiate a response.
We must not press anything. I think that that's not necessary.
But somehow the space has increased for me. Something like that.
For me, it's been, so I just finished the clinic and few of the people I look after are in a lot of with the learning disabilities in quite a difficult place, and it was affecting my heart. And I thought, I don't know if I have the forces to go into eurythmy just after the clinic. But just doing that, it's just brought that expansiveness in the chest that I feel, okay, there is movement and there is light about me, and there is, I don't know how to else to describe it, but I just feel that my rhythmic system that was just very contracted has just suddenly gone into a bit of that kind of gesture.
Great that you came. I saw you coming. It was joy to see you come. Just in the minute we were starting. Yeah, great. Despite of everything, you made it to come. Thank you. Anna, you wanted to say something?
I really enjoyed when we were changing the arms, the movement, and doing almost like the windmill. I really just felt like I was banding, and I could feel the tension between my fingers, and it's just really just left me feeling airy. I don't know how else.
It's also, for me, it's also very, sorry, did you finish, Anna?
Yeah.
Yes. It's very difficult to describe in words, but for the first time, I really could feel quite clearly, not that I wasn't able to feel it before, but now it was really clear, these currents and counter currents you speak about from time to time, Theodore. And I have two more interesting observations. I don't know if they are related to the exercise or not. I was fooled by the exercise, or maybe it was just that the swinging made me warm in the end. But when I started, I was warm, and during the exercise, I was a little bit cooled or cold. And at the end of, almost at the end of the exercise, I had this image or perception. You said something that triggered it. I can't remember what it was. But I could see myself being in this incarnation loop, you know, like this Earth, this galaxy. Difficult to describe, but just like seeing where I am right now and seeing it from a perspective, so to speak. So that's it.
For me, it's also difficult to find words. I was very dizzy at the end, but I felt that the tension is at the right place now. Like it was on the wrong place. Like it was, the tension was in my forehead, and now suddenly it was in the muscles where it should be. But that was very, very good. But I also experienced a little cold in the middle and dizziness in the end, but like some process was happening, really, really powerful, and it's still going on. So yeah.
The dizziness, did it come because we did it too too wild, or is it from somewhere else that this dizziness might have originated from?
It wasn't really dizziness. It was yeah, maybe, I don't know, picture was coming right and left. I don't know. No, it wasn't. I was not doing it too quickly. I feel that something just was happening and the tension was, coming from the wrong place to the right place. And this dizziness was just in the middle phase. Something like that. I don't know if I'm right. I'm just making this up.
Yeah, because with you, I'm not, sometimes depending on with whom you work, and yes, a person has difficulties with equilibrium, then you just do it like this, and he has to fight for it, But with you, when I want to bring awareness of what we do inwardly, I try to do it slowly somehow, And when still dizziness comes about, then it's not from this, That was back on with my question. But what do we touch that we still, we enter such spheres, without using brutal force. You, dear friends, we slowly start rounding off, Do you still want very briefly share? I would do it now. And then we can more celebrate the conclusion by doing instead of talking. That we share now a little bit how it was, but very short only. And then we have still a little bit of time to celebrate, this enormous journey. At least for me, it was an enormous journey. A journey of joy, and ease, And it was, for me, it was so natural. And such a good experience that you stayed and didn't run away. I mean, that means a lot, To me, at least, That depends. It always depends where you take your self-confidence from, do you? And sometimes you are dependent on others, So it's just great, That was my thank you. And your task was not to become a eurythmy therapist. You are a doctor. I think the basic idea of the training was experience a little bit what it can do, and that you perhaps like describing it, for the eurythmy therapist, but it's very hard to live from eurythmy therapy. There are a few who are successful, but 90% of us, you have hardly clients. I have 4, 5, 6, 10, and I'm working like crazy, So it's so hard that people find the way to you. So that's, I think, one of the important impulses also behind your training, that they say, learn about eurythmy therapy, that you can send people there. And I really encourage you to do this. But I also, you noticed, I encouraged you dare to trying out things yourself, because when you have then good experiences, then you also want to send someone, of course, So, or everything changes and doctors become eurythmy therapists, or whatever, what the future will bring. So I think this was not so much the intention of the training that I encourage you start, but I mean, when you send someone to me, this happens. But how did you experience it? Do you have the feeling you learned a little bit, you got some ideas about eurythmy therapy?
Well, I feel really, really lucky that you were, Theodore, able to guide us through this. I think for me it was just I think it was life-changing experience, because I never experienced this counter currents and all this etheric in myself this much, and everything else. And I'm so sad we have no further. I think I'll be crying later, and I really hope once we finish this course that I will be joining some of your courses again. Yeah, so thank you.
So who is topping it? No, feel free. Just joking. You know, I'm touched. You know, I must make stupid jokes. Thanks, Dragana.
I would want to agree. I agree with Dragana on what she's saying, and I must say one of the things that I didn't expect was to be able to get this experience online. And I think one of the things that Michael, for example, had many doubts in the last in our last module was that, is this possible? Can this be done online? And I think with the way you bring the subject matter and the way it's been structured, it's allowed us to even get, I think, more than what even the course had required from this for us. So to be able to see a patient and see how to use eurythmy in that setting, to feel it for ourselves, to see it in that sense as well, and still be able to do it remotely, which I think a lot of eurythmy, one of the big issues I think I particularly had this issue with trying to get some eurythmy therapists to help, is a lot of them will not use the online media, you know. So then to be able to still be able to do that means it can reach more people, and it doesn't have to be limited, you know, in terms of how we were seeing it before. And I really would like to thank you, Theodore, for this, because it's opened my eyes to the incredible power of eurythmy therapy and the fun of it. And I feel energized every time I finish from a long day. Like, you know, we start off a day where it's just heavy, and most of us sometimes can't even make it because of things that happen in our days. And even to this walking Angela's mom through this is something it's been very touching. It's very special. It's hard to describe what this effect actually is, and to be able to do it online is incredible. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I experienced definitely that this was the best eurythmy sessions in my life. We had several eurythmists in our course. I had a eurythmist before starting this in that I met in person, but it was really difficult to sort out the dates that suited both of us. She was teaching full time. So thank you, Theodore, for the light you brought into it, for the fun and joy you brought into it, for the depth of your knowledge that you communicated, not just with your words, but it was almost a multi-layer communication, you know. Not it wasn't just vocal. It felt like if you taught with whole your being. Marvelous. Thank you for that. And I'd like this not to be over. I think we could meet once a month, you know, just to, yeah, like we did now. Like Dragana gave this input of breathing and love and this and that and hallelujah, and I still have my ich denke die Rede depth that I want to pursue, you know. I
Sorry.
think speech. Well, it was my bad because I wasn't in a good shape to practice for it. So I think we could do the effort of meeting once in a month, and at least to try it till the end of the year. You know, it's just like a June, July, August, September. You know, seven meetings. If you could squeeze them somewhere in your schedule, and just put the dates out like you did for those courses. You know, last week of the month of each month, for instance. I don't mind. You know, I think that people will join if such a chance is given, and I'm happy to pay for it, certainly, just like for this. So that would be the wish I'd like to communicate. I see Andrew kind of, yeah, I don't want to lose the contact, and I think there is so much to learn, and this works perfectly, the online sessions, to my surprise as well. You know, many people were quite reluctant to believe that this could work and even should be done this way. You know, eyebrows were rising. So yeah, thank you.
Not everyone has to speak. I think when someone says something, others might feel the same. Yeah, Farah, do you still want to say something? Yeah.
I just wanted to say a big thank you. So I did my 10 eurythmy sessions when I was doing my training, but that is so the reason, in defense of Michael and James, the reason it needs to be in one-to-one is you experiencing eurythmy therapy as a therapy for you, designed for you. But what I missed was this kind of explanation, and also what everything means in a bit more detail. And this is what I was able to get it through your explanations, as well as the videos that you put on, or what we were able to access. And I think that was, for me, it's a resource that I feel I can go back to and then look at it, understand it, take my time with it, and then go back to it again. So it is not just about the movement, but if I'm sitting in my clinic with a eurythmy therapist and she's explaining to me, I'm doing this sequence, or I'm doing this whatever, then I know what is the background to it. What does it feel like in my body? What does, when she says radiating, or, you know, I understand that, or the tension and all of it. So it's helped me understand that vocabulary. It helped me to understand the thing about, I don't know if I still prescribe it in the right way or not, but it has enormously increased my knowledge of how it lives in me, in my body, just not what I needed for whatever is happening in my body, but more able to see it. Sorry to carry on and go on like that.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe I can just quickly jump in to say that your work lives in my everyday life, and it's just the way it is, and I am planning to continue with it. And it would be nice if we as a group could work further. That would be helpful for everyone on personal and professional level. But I found particularly your work very special and amazing, and something that just resonates with me deeply. And this doesn't happen often. So I wanted for as much people as possible to have this experience, and so to see that online works, and just to see how we can maybe work together in the future. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Special thanks to Maya anyway to bring all this about. Huh? She knew a little bit what might expect you, you know. And she dared to take the risk. If you organize something and it doesn't work, yeah, you love Maya, so she will not get bad sanctions from it. But it's still a little bit frustrating for Maya when she has to pull you through a course, yeah, which is not that successful. And we didn't know before. And what Farah said, yeah, it doesn't replace everything. Yeah, the method cannot replace everything, and I cannot replace everything. There are other eurythmotherapists who know more, yeah, about other things than I do, and who approach clients maybe even, yeah. So, and that's just, we can learn that we are somehow a community circle together. And what I experienced, why it was so light for me to go through this with you, is that it was just a nice size of group, you know. So if we would have just been 3 or 4 or 5, and then sometime someone is not here, then suddenly you're just 3, and then it starts feeling heavy. And it was a group effort. So it was not only me who made this possible, but it was your joy. And yeah, and this again, you know, it's this, we are living in this circles of, yeah, this, yeah. And so when you speak about continuation, I think it would be nice if it would be a similar sized group, yeah, that we have wings to fly with, yeah. And I leave it to you, and you just approach me. Yeah, they can be in the autumn, they can be later, just when you feel it's time, yeah. And that's it. Branislav, you still want to say something? The
Yes,
longer you speak, the more I go over time, huh? Because I want to bring 3 things. I can make it short, but I will bring them.
Just one sentence. I forgot to mention that the humbleness and reverence that you have is something that touches me deeply, and that I want to acknowledge it, and really, it's inspiring, Theodore.
I mean, that's another humbleness, because I mean, when you know something, then, or you have discovered, or do something, you think, you know, I think everyone could, and I don't know something special, so there doesn't have humbleness come from. I didn't tell you any special things. I showed you something, and then you easily also could do it. The main thing is what we have to learn also in the spiritual path, to keep our being amazed. Yeah, very easily it happens. Oh, now I know how it is. Yeah, yeah. And this keeping the space open. Yeah, because I don't say, it's just a few basic principles. I repeat again and again. And the fascinating thing is just that they interweave in so many, many different ways. That's the discovery, in a way. Yeah. So there is not much that I have to be humble, because it's just us. Okay. Then
can I just ask one quick?
Yes.
Do you accept? Can we, you know, approach you if you want to refer a patient, or?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we could discuss how we want to do it, if you want to have contact together and you want to create something around it, or if you just send it to me. Yeah. And then I'm not working a lot with individual clients. That's still something I have to learn. Yeah. In this setting we are in, I feel completely at home. Huh? That's, you notice. Yeah. And then how to work with clients online. There I would love to cooperate with you then, yeah, that we form some kind of, that I have a support group when I do this. Because that's my last sentence. It's not just that I'm shy. I have it on my website, send clients to me, please come, yeah? I need you. It's on the website, there's a page. Look, I mean, you must always show off somehow, yeah? And if you must. Just if you don't look here, when you go to the website, Eurythmic for You, English, yeah, I just go directly to English, yeah, English. Does it want to come? Otherwise I go directly, yes, it comes. And then you go to rhythmotherapy, then you have individual sessions, yeah? And then here, just book me or Christiane. Christiane is a eurythmy therapist and teacher at the Eurythmy Therapy School in South Africa, and she's just gorgeous. Yeah. So learning from her, I don't know if you will ask me again. Yeah. She is, and she's moving so nicely. Yeah. And me. And so, and here you can just book a session. Yeah. So you could just refer a client to this page. Yeah. Or you make a contact with me and we discuss how to do it. Yeah. So yes, it's possible. But, you know, why it was so successful now and why things happen also online, eurythmy is more and more becoming, one says so easily, eurythmy is a social art. You hear it all the time. But I'm not sure if it's clear to us what it means. Yeah? It's just like said, it's repeated. And I think we are approaching this. That's why I said so often we did it together. Yeah? Yeah? And then when we have this mood, something can develop and rhythm can show itself. And that's this something we are exploring, discovering. And that also means how do we have to do it online, that it's done in such a way that it's true. Yeah? Okay. So fields still to discover, and we were allowed to, yeah, enjoy or to touch what is possible. Thank you. Okay, come on. May I go 10 minutes over time? Then I have still 12 minutes. Yeah, for 3 big subjects. I spotlight myself again, Dragana. I noticed it this time myself. Okay. Good. And don't have always to build it up so deeply. You can also, if you are humble, the word we used, yeah, and you have, I'm just trying to touch it. I know what I want to do, and I try to do it somehow. Yeah, that's already enough. So we do the A. We just feel into left and right. And then we just cross the arms. A. We bring left and right, yeah, to the other side. And then we, yeah, create this little pressure, which then is again reflected in our being. And suddenly the spine stretches just because I press my arms against each other. And then I just how much pressure is needed that it happens, or how much awareness. And then let go. So I want to go to love and A. And when you have O and U, now you do O, then the O brings you forward. Now you embrace someone. And the U somehow nearly makes you fall over. Yeah, it's just you go to the next stage of your life. And when you do the R and the R is streaming in and brings you on your heels because you receive, you are not pulling, but you are inviting things in. That's why I take myself back. And the E is I come a little bit forward, but I stand still behind. I'm behind my fence. And it's actually the E which is in the middle. And that's what we had, that in front you have the streaming down, which pushes the forefoot on the floor. And behind you have the streaming up, which makes your heels light without lifting them. Okay. And I bring this only because in the love E, the E is, it brings you on your heels. That belongs to E. It's the minor quality music, R and E. And when you do the large E, yeah, but that's not the E. Steiner says love, so he says an O quality, an E in the O sphere, yeah. So You stretch with the E, but you feel you embrace someone. Oh, it brings you forward. And go out again. So you have the O, that you create the streaming which brings you forward. You embrace the word. You are in front. And then you let go and create the E. And you are a little bit behind. And then you let go and you are in the middle. And maybe your breath reacts. Allow it, enjoy it. Yeah, foster it. Okay. But I still want to bring a little surprise about this exercise. Yeah, but we do it just as I said you again. So you stretch out and you feel your being that wants to stream the word. You are love. And it's not the arms in front, but you feel a streaming forward. You nearly lose yourself. And you stream through your body, you make it soft. And then E. With all these qualities we practice, but also being behind. And let go. And for me, all these hygienic exercises, they have this double function, sympathy and antipathy, yes and no, love, hope and ooh, love and E. And I suddenly realized there's an and in between. Love and E. I don't want to be an either or subject. I want to be able to love and be myself. So, and this I would suggest to do it like this. You just expand into your larger being. You notice you are love. You stream forward. You do the E, it brings you backwards. And then you remember the first love again, and you let it happen, and it brings you a little bit forward, and suddenly you have both the E and the streaming into the world. And let go. That's maybe not how you bring it forward too much with clients, but I think that's part of the essence of it. So you spread out, you feel, you do something that it starts streaming forward. And it's a letting go which creates the E. And you recreate the streaming forward without the stretched out arms. And this brings in a sort of, I am behind, but I am with you. Love and E. And let go. And breathe. The sympathy, antipathy exercise is done in such a way that you stand on your left leg. The right leg is just, free. And actually the left leg is doing all the work because it has to carry all the weight. And you stand with your weight in your left leg. And then you slowly, from your heart, you let go into the depth. And the lower system always streams forward. And I only invite us now that we do more. And now I just pull back. So I want to teach antipathy now. That I just bring my energy back, connect. And from there, it stretches my back. It makes me upright. So I pull energy which got lost a little bit back, connected with my. And then I slowly come into the center, but I try to keep my back as strong as it just became, just by itself. Okay, a little step just to relax the both legs, and then wait until both are fine again, both hips. And then we do it one more last time. So from your heart, you feel into the realms below, you notice there are forces which bring you into the world very slowly. You stream forward. But now say stop. Now I fetch you back. Come back, come back, come back. I need energy. Yeah, I am under chemo. I give all my energy away. I pull it back into my space behind, my private space. I let it unfold. I feel it in my back. And then I come into my center with my leg and my being anchored in myself and my spine stays. Just feel your left leg and your right leg, how different they feel now. I thank you, dear left leg, carrying me all the time. Dear hip, make a step and breathe. Baby, Farah, Anna, and Branislav, you had chosen for it, you lived with it. So we just go into this. I feel into this yellow. Joy, lightness, but it's calm. I use my arms and I try to discover quality which invites good forces to come along. I invite them into my movement. And I arrive in a protective sphere in which inner strength can grow and fill my arms and create this red tension from within. But because I grow in this blue shelter, and in this growth, again, feel your uprightness, your eye, which was so present today. Let go and breathe. And maybe we make it a little bit related a little bit to the story of our 10 times, 11 times we could see and be with each other. So this Maya has an idea about a course here in the heart. She's pondering it here. No, couldn't we do it with Theodore? Maybe she is looking who could join. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, a few people. 6 I have found. And you try to what's the word? You bring them in, but pull, not pushing, but come along, won't you? Have you already subscribed? Yeah. And then we are here and we create an inner space of growth. And maybe we could say these 10 weeks take place, no, 12 weeks or more. And breathe, and the idea when we were just doing it with the story came to me that this bringing it in, that was, Maya was working maybe 3 weeks with me until we had organized it. Was it 4 or less, 2? Yeah. And then the whole process starts afterwards when we are there. And that we now take time just to feel what happens in this, when this shelter or this, whatever we want to be created is there. So let's just take a little bit of time to feel this inner wellness growth. Yeah, take it as a symbol for what has happened. And this you take along, into your daily work as trust, confidence, joy, capacity. And we are grouped together, so we carry each other. And then it will become good what you do. From the heart it starts. In an open space, it unfolds. Friends, it brings along. shelter it allows. An inner space can start to grow. Everything in me is welcome and contribute. Time is the healer. Time is the bringer. Seeds can grow. I receive myself. Breathe, relax, and just feel how you stand now. And slowly sit down and listen to the resonance once again for a minute. Yeah, let's say thank you to Eurythmotherapy. The Eurythmy behind it. And that the human being allows to be touched in such a way and even likes it. I wish you all the best, lots of fun. And yeah, if you want to do something together in the autumn would be best. Now in June and over summer, it's a little bit full still, but from the autumn, I have new possibilities. And referring clients, yeah, if so, it would be great really to cooperate. That would be my interest. And there we could even invent different forms, yeah. I work just with the one of you who referred someone, or we create a group together working on, yeah, questions, whatever feels good, huh? We can see what feels. So, am I allowed to say goodbye?
Thank you so much.
Oh. Yo, then I stay.
I'll have to say au revoir until the next time.
Yo.
Yeah, until next time.
Yo.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you to all
Thank
of you
you.
to making such a success. It was a great work. Yeah.